Welcome back to the Easterner Podcast. I'm back with my wife, Jack, and our guest tonight is Scott Majeski.
Hello.
What's up, dude?
Oh, no. Shit, just come out to see you, promote what I'm doing.
So what are you doing?
I am putting on Days of the Dead Tattoo Expo down in Atlanta, Georgia. This is my first big show down in Atlanta. I've done 3 shows in Louisville and then 1 in Burbank. This is kind of a whole new thing. It's a rebirth of what I was doing before. Kind of started it last year. I did a small show down there just to kind of test the market, see how things was going to go.
In Atlanta?
Yeah, in Atlanta. I did just had 6 booths, I think, just local artists for the most part.
Yeah, that was Days of the Dead too, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah,
Because you had like Thomas Hunt.
Yeah, Thomas came down. Thomas actually came down because he hit me up and really said he wanted to be a part of it because it was the rebirth of what I was doing. And he was a big part of me redoing this because he was one of the ones that reached out and told me that what I did helped him and helped his career, which is kind of why I've gotten into doing this in the first place, was to help further artists and their connections and abilities and what, opportunities.
We'll delve into all that stuff here tonight for sure. But you got a little...
I do. I've got some flyers. Little swaggy.
Hell yeah. Is that fat guy size?
It's fat guy size.
Oh, yeah. Fat guy size for a fat guy man.
You're funny.
Okay, I'm just going to wear it like this. For those that are just listening right now, I'm holding up a shirt that he gave me that's got the badass skull design. Did you make this?
Yes, I did. The skull is actually from a company called Skull Shop out of Ohio, and they do some really, really cool skulls. I actually commissioned them to do the skulls for the trophies on the new for the new show.
Thank you for the swag.
You're very welcome.
It's awesome. Did you are those the same guys that made the skulls before?
Absolutely not. No, these are
Bryce made those, right?
Bryce made them before, yeah.
Bryce. Yeah, actually, I tattooed him at Days of the Dead. And well, we call it Louisville because we're not from Indiana.
It's Louisville.
We have all of our
Louisville.
teeth. It's Louisville. I graduated from Louisville, Nebraska. Shout out to you 4 people.
I spent a lot of time dealing with that. It's I believe it's Louisville.
Do you have all your teeth?
I do.
You do?
I do.
You can still say it like that?
Louisville. I do.
Louisville.
It took a while.
Blah.
Yeah, you don't say it all. You Louisville.
Yeah, I'm happy that when I go down there, they're like, "You ain't from around here." I'm like, "Nope," and I say it proudly, and I walk around like, like.
Do I look like I'm from around here? Yeah, Bryce has been real busy. He's been working out in Vegas, and I was having a hard time getting connected with him to do these. And I decided to reach out to Skull Shop because I've taken pictures of their skulls for all of my. This is one that I actually own. And I've taken pictures for all my stuff. So I was like, why not try to use what I use for my imagery? It's basically our mascot for the actual trophies. And he was very receptive and gave me a really good deal to be able to make it affordable.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm really, really excited with the way the trophies look.
And I fucked up a little bit because I was going to bring all my trophies. I have, I think, trophies, all the variants. So there's the green skull trophies.
Yes.
And then there's the rusted skull trophies. Yes. But then there's the faces that look like something like, like they look like Hellraiser or something. And
Did you get one of the best of day ones?
The gold ones?
No. Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the plaques. Did you get one of the best of day ones? Which one did you get?
The one where, I have 2. I have the one where the screws are in the head.
Okay.
Looks almost like a pinhead.
Yeah. And
then I have the other one where they're not real, but the barbed wire is going through his mouth.
Gotcha.
I've got there's a coffin. We have that hearse in the shop, the 1880 hearse. Yeah. There's a coffin on top of it, and it's actually full of ribbons. Nice. Days of the Dead ribbons.
I've said your name more times at the tattoo contest than probably anybody else's. So no, I would want to thank you for that. Like, whenever I first started this, I had never done a tattoo contest or put anything like this on, and you were one of the first ones that started sending people to me to get them, and that kind of gave it some legitimacy. As a non-tattooer, I mean, I've been in the industry for 30 fucking years, but as a non-tattooer, I wanted to do this in a way that I was able to give some legitimacy to what I was doing as well. I didn't want it to be looked at as it's a horror convention, it's a joke, it doesn't really matter. I wanted it to matter. I try to have decent awards, and I try to have good artists coming in to judge. So having you, Ricky Strong, when he was around, him and you were the first two that were sending people like in droves. And when you started posting them, more people started sending people. So I appreciate you kind of helped me get this going.
I would say Ricky and I both saw that it was legitimate.
Yeah. Well,
so it's not, I think I appreciate that. That's really nice. Like I remember one year there was 30 awards total one year and I won 28 of them.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, this is spoiled by ink therapy or whatever. And I'm like, I don't work for
Yeah, you won 6 of 8 first place plaques that time. And
was it the same time?
Yeah, and I posted a picture of you holding all 6 plaques, and I'm like, yes, they did. Like they absolutely, like we gave it all to ink therapy because they were helping.
I think I'm in 60s.
Yeah, I believe it.
I think I have over 60 something. Yeah. So what I've started doing is that the main plaques, they even look like something like if you're watching this postcard he has right here, the metal sheets, they get stuck to the actual wood plaques. I've actually taken all of mine off now. And then my idea was to have, because I was at your house, we were playing pool one night or whatever, and you had a book.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, rather than having a whole wall covered in like these plaques, I'm going to make me a book. The problem is, I hope this isn't coming off as like super cocky. It's not, and not at all. I'm very honored to actually have all of them. And the fact that I still get them, I've even told a lot of clients, like, you keep them. You keep them. I was like, no, you have them. You win that. It's great. Because I just know they're just going to go in this book. But I mean, one day it's going to be cool, like to get that to the kids or whatever. But I'm going to need several books because as thick as they are, when you pull them off, they're not easily and nice and flat.
Correct.
They're all bent and warped. But no, man, it's awesome. Okay, so going back to it a little bit, let's explain this. So the Days of the Dead is a horror con. That's where you got a lot of B celebrities, but I would say there's some A celebrities in my eyes that go there as well. Hell, everyone who ever played anyone in any horror show or sci-fi or just even rock stars, man. We've met Phil from Pantera there several times.
Phil's a friend of the show. Corey Taylor's done a lot of our shows.
Yep.
We get the guys from Skid Row have been there. Alice Cooper's done several of our
Andy
shows.
Black was that there.
Andy Black, Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. We get a lot of people besides. We've done a lot of wrestlers. And really like just anybody from any. We started as a horror convention, but it's really become a pop culture convention.
I'm actually excited personally this year. Bam Margera is actually going to be there this year. We actually met him.
Yeah, that
like
was
10 years ago now.
Yeah,
it's interesting
because there's so many people we have met that weren't so awesome. So
many.
You probably can't talk about any of that, can you?
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
Hold on. Let's take a quick break. I cannot. So she literally did that to your mouth?
Whoa.
Did it still taste like buttermilk?
A little bit.
Wow, man.
All
right. Well, let's get back to the pod. What are some things that you did differently this year than you have previously?
Sure. I'm bringing in some actually vendors up to my area as well. We're on a separate floor. So the way that this hotel's laid out, the first floor, you've been down there? Yeah. Mm-hmm. First floor is the Days of the Dead show. That's where all the panels and the celebrities and the film festivals and the vendors all are. Whenever I did the show last year, I did it there, and I asked them for more space, and they took me to the third floor, which there's a stairway that leads right up to it, and they open it up. It's a 15,000 square foot ballroom.
Nice.
Windows on one side, just beautiful. So
cool. There's daylight.
Yeah. So that's
going to be different.
Yeah, and I didn't put any booths on any of the walls. I have everything, so there's a walkway all the way around.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a bunch of tattoo people leaning against, like licking the glass.
Yeah, probably.
Like fucking like Weasel off of Suicide Squad. Just
let us out. Yeah. No, but yeah, so I did that. The floor layout's a little bit different, and I'm putting vendors out there as well in the hall. Not many, but I have Patrick Rasmussen, who's got Fantasy Realms. He does like airbrush art at all of our shows. He's a really good guy, and he's going to be doing live airbrushing there.
Cool.
Little things like that. I've got a photographer from, she's from South Carolina. She's coming in, and she's going to do like professional photography of work done at the show. Like, so you can, if you have piece done there, you do a piece there and you want a good picture of it, because I see a lot of people saying convention lighting and it looks like shit. Sorry for the convention lighting picture. So I thought I'd bring a professional photographer. She can take pictures.
Genius.
Yeah. So I think that was one thing that I wanted to incorporate.
So she's going to be centrally located?
Yeah. She's going to be right outside, like like when you come right outside the room, that's where the vendors will be. That's where the our merch will be, and then she'll be out there as well. We have a step and repeat banner out there that she's going to be set up by.
So to speak for all the puckering tattoo artists right now, does she have a polarizing lens? What's going to happen to you guys?
I don't know.
What's going to happen to you guys if the photographer doesn't have a polarizing lens and you can't make your shit look good?
Well,
What's going to happen? I think you should make it purposely that everyone there must get their photo, so then you can be like, oh, this is what it really looked like. This is what it looks like on your Instagram, motherfucker.
This is a real tattoo and an Insta tattoo.
Social media
weird.
versus
See how you see the
reality.
pores in the black?
Yeah.
And maybe you didn't pack that color as good as you want to say you did. Sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no,
I hate that
I see it.
false advertising shit.
I definitely see
We all
some-
see it.
Yeah, I see
The
some-
entire industry sits by. We had Tattoo Truth at Fairy for a minute on Instagram. It's still, I think that page is still up. Check it out. And it shows, well, here, fuck it. I'll just put some up right now. Here's the famous Arlo one. I know for sure. I'll put up here. And then I get a lot of tattoo clients come in there and like, the other day I had a guy who quite literally kept showing me through our actual session. Well, see how this one kind of looks? I'm like, yeah. And I finally just like, hey,
That's
dude,
not real.
it's not real. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, dude, watch. And I took a picture of his tattoo. Then I messed with it on my phone. He goes, holy cow. I'm like, right. Does it look like this in real life?
Right.
It's like, oh man. So I think that that's genius. And I think that's very thoughtful. I don't know of any other convention I know that's done that. And I really hope that if you run a convention and you're listening to this, you should steal that idea. Real artist steal, shitty artist copy. You're not the first to do that.
No.
And you should not be the last. That's
Absolutely.
amazing.
I literally go to tattoo conventions all year around to see what other people are doing and to try to incorporate what I think would make for a good show. I mean, I think that's just the smart thing to do. I'm not competing. I'm trying to be another thing in the industry. I think that there's room for everyone to succeed as long as we're not stepping on each other's toes, which is totally
Well, it's the raise the water.
yeah.
So all the boats can float velocity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, shameless plug. I just dropped the Hell City documentary finally.
Saw it.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, there's a really nice looking guy getting his wristband put on in there.
Yeah. I made sure to put you in that thing on purpose and wearing the shirt. So yeah, there was, I took that documentary. I'm not going to talk about it for very long here, but I took that documentary to heart and I put a lot of really meaningful things in there. We actually got engaged at Hell City.
Nice.
And there was even a part on there where Derb was talking about how like people have gotten married here, people have done this, and I cut it all out because I was really tempted on putting ourselves in the documentary, but I didn't want to do that more than just my name. I even found a bunch of photos like that I was like, oh, and like video footage that other people have taken of like us on stage or my clients on stage. And I thought, this isn't about me. This is,
Yeah.
bigger. But I made sure to put people like you in there.
But that's not making it about you. That's making it about the situation. And that's
Well,
something
sure.
that, I mean,
But you know how people are.
yeah.
So I made sure just to avoid people. That's why I hide in the
Makes sense.
studio here. As we have already established, we've had a long history together, you and
yeah.
I.
Yeah.
And Days of the Dead has been, one of our favorites forever. It's in less than 3 weeks.
Yes, it's
be
Be
less
2
than-
weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks from this weekend.
Yeah. Well, so
26th through 28th of January.
yeah. So that, less than 2 weeks from when this actually drops. So I'm excited. I'm honored to go film for you, man.
I appreciate you doing it. Like I said, I love what you've done. I love what you've done for the Indie Tattoo Expo, and I love
Thanks,
what you've
man.
done. I really like the Hell City thing. It was really good.
I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of you doing the show.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to like make sure that you look good,
Thank you. It was a big step back. I kind of lost my footing for a little while, and I got invited down to Tennessee to Studio 617 as part of their 10th-year anniversary because I was hit up and told that I was one of Chris's people in the industry that he respected because I'd reached out to him to do my first show in Louisville. And same time, Thomas hit me up and told me the reason he was going is because of me and knowing Chris through my show. And that kind of clicked with me. Like, this is why I was doing that in the beginning. Like, I was losing my way from that and wondering if what I was doing mattered in the way that I wanted it to matter. I mean, I make my money by making woodwork. That's what I do for a living. This is a passion for the industry that I've been a part of. So that was kind of my step back into it, was those two people in that situation. And then right before I left for that trip, Grant Lovelace from Mark Society down in Atlanta, he hit me up and he said, let's do a convention together. And I was like, it's kind of weird timing. Like, what do you have in mind? And then I ended up driving down to Tennessee, spent a couple days with them, and then drove down and seen Grant. And we went to the hotel. And long story short, we just booked to do just his shops. And that's when Thomas hit me and said, I want to be a part of this. And kind of ventured from there. And we just did it and seen how it worked. And we had literally 3.5 weeks to prepare for it. And it went amazing. Like there was so many people there just for it, just for the tattoo side, which was really fucking.
And you
bizarre.
said there were how many artists? Like 6?
I think
Or
there was 6 booths. I think there was 10 artists. I think Grant brought 10 artists from his.
That's
studios,
awesome. And all those people
and then
came for
Thomas.
just that.
Yeah, and literally no time to promote it really. And like Thomas was tattooing my head, and I'm laying there as people are coming in on Saturday morning, and it was just like Thomas started laughing. He's like, "You gotta love this feedback," like because it was just we were coming. Oh my god, they're doing tattoos. Oh, I came for this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get tattooed, and it was like this is fucking awesome. Like so that's when I decided to, let's redo this. Like let's restart this, and I try to do this where I'm bringing in like I try to hand select artists. I don't have a website where you can buy a booth or anything like that. Like I literally go on Instagram and I find artists that I like, not only their work, but I like the way they carry themselves and how they kind of seem to want to be a part of the industry and what they're doing for the industry. And I try to find those people and I reach out to them, and 1 out of 5 may say yes and come down, and I end up with a stacked lineup of people, and it's like
1 out of 5 this year.
yeah.
Wait till next year when they find out that they have FOMO.
Well, yeah. And it's
what I mean?
actually, it was really like humbling. Because once I got an initial lineup of people coming and started announcing them, then as I'm reaching out to people more and more, like they're looking at the page
and they're reaching out to you.
So yeah, and then I started having people reach out to me. So yeah, like I've got a pretty sizable wait list. We only have 70 booths, so it's a smaller event than like what at Hell City or like these, especially like Villain Arts or those huge events. I mean, those all have their place. Like that's a little bit away from what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is bring people together that can help each other grow, and I feel like getting all of these artists together and letting them mingle and bouncing, like people doing guest spots. Like Thomas said, he was leaving Baltimore and going down to all these different places and meeting all these different artists through the show, which is why that means everything to me. Like that's why I do this. That's why I put in the hard work.
Yeah, quality over quantity, man.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
All day long. Like that's.
Oh, I'm excited. I know pretty much. Well, there's a few I don't. I'm excited to meet. But I know almost every person you invited. Nice. And I'm like, this is a reunion. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. My mentors are even there, Pete and Jamie.
Yeah.
I'm freaking stoked about that.
This is actually Pete and Jamie's first time doing one of my shows. And
really?
Yeah, they every time they've had another show booked whenever I got my dates.
So they didn't work Days of the Dead with us?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Man.
They have not done any of the shows, so I'm pretty stoked to have them.
I think time since, they moved, where you actually worked with them at a convention, but separately was Indy.
Probably. Yeah, and then Pete was like, I'm going to kick your ass next year. And then I started filming.
Yeah, you got scared. That's why.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, yeah, well, I can't beat you now because you're a fucking quitter. And I'm like, yeah you're scary, Pete. If you don't know, my mentors is Jamie Carlton and Pete Carino. And actually, Pete did his entire leg of like metalery. That's my badassery metal word.
Cool story about my leg. I met Lita Ford. I was talking to her, which young me was like, oh my God. So I'm talking to Lita, and I start talking tattoos, and she's got a lot of tattoos, and we start talking tattoos, and I was like, let me show you my leg. And I showed her my leg, and it was about 90% done. And she flipped out. She's like, let me take some pictures. And she took pictures of it, right? So cool story there. And then when I met Dee Snider, who was my childhood hero, like Dee Snider was the one that like made me realize you can be who you are and still matter, still have a voice. The whole parental advisory thing, I've got a huge one on my leg because, I mean, he turned what they wanted to ban things and he turned it into an advertisement sticker. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He was a huge part in that. So anyway, whenever I met him, like I'm freaking out. Like, I never fanboy, and I'm freaking out. He grabbed my shoulder, calm down, soldier, and like we start talking. And I was like, let me show you my leg, and I pulled my leg up and showed him, and he said, oh my God, and he pulled his phone out. He had my tattoo on his phone, like on one of the main pictures.
Oh,
and then
sweet.
I said, how do you have that? And he said, Lita Ford texted it to me. I was like, oh my God, like, this is all so cool. Like, it was just like a real nerd moment for me. But
yeah,
young Scott was like, fuck yeah, I made it in life. Like, this is pretty fucking cool. like to be nerd out with these people.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, Alice Cooper was so cool.
He was. He is. He is.
Yeah, no, fuck yeah, no, please, for God.
still is.
You know what? He still is cool.
Yes.
Does this man know how to party or what? Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a moment of weakness I had, but then I overcame it and I'm pretty excited about it. When we walked in the room, like, so Harry was like, dude, come with me, man. Jackie and I got married the day before, right? And so we show up at Days of the Dead wearing our wedding outfits still. Like, we're like,
I remember.
we didn't have any clothes. So Jackie still got her wedding dress on and crap. And we looked like we just woke up out of a ditch because it was a long night, whatever, wedding stuff, right? And like, Harry's like, come with me, bro. And we like walk around the corner and we just turn the corner and there's Alice Cooper. And I immediately wanted to go, I'm not worthy. And I was like, but I stopped. I'm like, how many times has he heard that same Wayne's World joke over and over again? And he was super cool. And then like, I was like, oh man, what a great opportunity. So there's that photo of us with him. And people were like, Alice Cooper was at your wedding?
Yep.
I've had to explain that to people.
Yeah, he absolutely was.
And then I'm like, yeah, no, that was, and they're like, you guys didn't really meet Alice Cooper. That's a cardboard cutout.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Or
why?
some people were like, he was at your wedding. I'm like, yeah, totally.
Yeah, he was there. You didn't see him?
Yeah.
You guys thought that was my grandma, didn't you? Didn't you? No, he was so cool. And then when we went at the table later and yeah, he was like, oh, the Stoners. I'm like, wow, you even remember us? Like, I geeked out. That was when I fanboyed.
Cooper's cool. There's a catered room for VIP, and the celebrities can go in there to eat. Like it's in the Murphy's restaurant
To get away from the peeps.
Yeah, it's catered all weekend. So, like Cooper was across from me all weekend, and I went in the VIP thing like 3 different times, and where he was in there eating. And the second time I went in there, like there was nowhere to sit, and so I sat next to him, and I said it was just me and him at a table eating, which was weird. And then Sunday when I went in there, he's in there eating again, and he goes, "Hey, come over here." And invited me over to sit with him, and we sit there and just talked like sports and weird shit. He talked about golf, which I know nothing about, but I pretended like I totally did.
Mm-hmm.
I've putt-putted before. I can make this seem legit, but it was just really like weird, just having a meal,
A
with
normal
Cooper.
conversation.
Yeah, just a normal like lunch with Alice Cooper. Like this is life. Like this is
Yeah.
weird. So yeah, the show's given me some shit like that where it's cool.
That's awesome.
I've met a lot of assholes, a lot of people I wish I didn't meet, but I've also met people that have become family to me.
Is there anyone you could say for the people listening at home right now? Because people love drama, dude.
Dicks.
Yeah.
Oh, Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman has absolutely blocked me on everything. Corey Feldman
Really?
hates me. Yes, I have. Fuck that guy.
You have fucked that guy?
No, fuck that guy.
Clip it.
Yeah, I did say that. I guess I did say that. I
Moving on.
actually started the whole fucking hashtag Corey, the hashtag the wrong Corey died like thing. Like,
You started that?
Yes, I made shirts and got Charlie Sheen on them and stuff. Because fuck him, he's an asshole. He's a dick. He's rude to everybody. Like he was rude to everybody that worked for the show. He was rude to his fans. Like.
So he is the one, huh?
If he's in a good mood and you're giving him $100, he seems like a great guy. But in real life, he is an absolute joke.
What are his sidekicks? The Angels, right?
Yes.
Or whatever they are?
And that, I mean, they were at one show for a whole weekend and the girl, I mean, it's a bra and panties is
Yes.
what she's wearing. And it was
Yeah.
the same bra and panties, same little stain on them
Yep.
all weekend. And I'm
Yep.
like, you're wearing the same. He brought a book to sell and it was just one book and it was like it looked like somebody had pissed on it, like it was all fluffed up and I'm like, dude, like he bitched one time because he wanted his own room and then we gave him his own room and then the next time he bitched because he wasn't in general population and it's just one of those guys, like he's just impossible. Like yeah, so it's he's one that I'll publicly say I just can't stand.
I don't know if I should say this or not, but my worst run-in, well, I have 2. One, I hope you're going to redeem with me here because everyone talks how awesome Doug Bradley was or is.
Doug's a good guy. Doug's one of them people. He's very hard to read, and I think he kind of is just whatever mood he's in.
He
that's
didn't
how
even
he
look at
portrays.
us, dude.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I've seen Doug very friendly with people. I've seen Doug very not friendly with people.
Yeah. We were the not friendly people. He was with.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I can only my experiences with Doug. He's always been super nice. I've seen, like I said, he's just very hard to read. Like all the other Cenobites, all those other people that, Nicholas and Simon and all them, they're super friendly and very upbeat and happy. Like, I was eating at Denny's and Simon come walking, or Nicholas come walking in, and he just was like, "Is anybody eating with you?" And I was like, "No." And he just sits down and like has a meal with me. I mean, he's just super nice. Doug's just very hard to read. Like,
Yeah. We figured I've let it go, and I'm like, we were like, hey, it's really nice to meet you. And he just,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, okay.
I've seen that.
I'm like, okay, buddy. And I was like, wow, what a letdown. Like, you terrified me when I was a kid. Actually, is it here? Yeah. Weird enough. I forgot I kept this on set. So here's an idea for you guys. If you go to a horror con or any con, that year that I'm actually talking about, I got you want to zoom in right here? There's Dud Bradley's signature on the skull right here. Actually, you got Novak right there. This has been Bam Margera's signatures right here.
I signed
You've
that.
got
Jackie yelled at you for having me sign it.
No, you signed it?
Yeah, I think so.
Where?
I'm not sure, but you're right here.
Oh shit. That's awesome. This has got Majeski's signature right here.
Jackie got real. She's like, "Why is he signing it?"
Oh yeah, because I walked up to you and
She said, "Why?
You got Miko
It
Hughes
made
right
me feel
here.
uncomfortable." It's okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
You got the Jack Skellington. Yeah, dude. Dee Wallace was amazing.
Do all this.
So yeah, her signature here with her little happy face. So anyway, and Mr. Tony Todd right on the front. That's like the perfect side. But so what I started doing, or what I said I was going to start doing, was getting these little foam skulls, or just any skull at every convention, just getting one item and having everyone there sign that one item. So I have like collector footballs basically from all, and then we never did it again. So this was the only year we did it. But there's a shit ton of signatures on this, including Mr. Scott.
Yeah, he got in trouble for that.
Yeah. The one person on there I just said, though, that was probably my favorite experience I had.
Who's that?
Sid Haig.
Sid was one of the greatest people I've ever met.
Dude, he was so cool. Jackie taught him how to face swap.
Yeah.
And
on
I
Snapchat.
don't think I've ever seen people pee themselves as hard as them two.
we were, because it's beard. It was making it really weird, and like the hair situation. It was. I think we pissed off everybody in that line because they were waiting forever.
You guys talked for
that.
like ever.
He would do that for you.
But you know what? Every year after that, we would see him and hang out with him. We'd have, like you're talking about, we'd have breakfast with him in the morning, and he was super cool. But I remember the first time I ever met him, I didn't really know how like cons even worked. I never really.
Same.
Days of the Dead was the first one I ever went to, and I saw him and I was like, hey, before things get super busy, I said, do you mind if I get a photo with you real quick? And then thinking as if like you run into a guy on the street. That was my first experience. No problem. And we take a photo and stuff, and he stops and he looks right at me and goes, are you good? I was like, what? He's like, no. Are you good? Are you taken care of? I'm glad you're taken care of. Can I get to my booth now? And then he just goes and sits down in his booth. He goes, okay. He goes, you can leave, but she can stay. Come here. You're beautiful. Come sit next to me. And I'm like, did I just lose my wife to fucking Captain Spaulding right now?
Yeah, he was the very first person I ever met at any convention.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was the first one I ever met. We've met so many famous
I think
people.
He was the first one we really interacted with there.
Oh, he's definitely the first one like I was geeking out to meet.
Yeah.
My favorite experience I ever had. And then we'll get off my experiences. I want to hear about your fucking experiences. But this one's worth saying, I think. I think we were in Indy, and Bill Mosley was there with Sid.
I know this one.
I go to the bathroom. Okay. So here I am sauntering into the bathroom, and I open up the door, and there's Sid Haig and Bill and some guy wearing a, like, do you remember Dodgeball?
Mm-hmm.
You remember when they came out with like Daddy on the necklace and stuff? He had like a leather outfit on, what is that called? I'm not.
Gimp suit or something?
I don't know. The kinky suits. You know what I'm talking about?
Like a gimp suit?
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Yeah, it was like leather straps basically, and that's it. And like a leather thong.
Maybe not.
Anyway, he basically looks like he like had a ball gag in his mouth kind of guy, right? And he's sitting right there. So I'm in the bathroom. I'm frozen, looking at Bill and Sid and this ball gag guy. And they're just standing there. And Sid looks at me and looks at Bill and goes, are you fucking kidding me? This motherfucker in here. And then Bill's like, this motherfucker. And they're cussing and laughing at us. So we're never going to be able to explain this shit. Right. And then they leave. And I'm just standing in the bathroom. What did I do? Looking at this guy with the ball gag in his mouth. And I was like, I'm gonna use the restroom. I walked outside, told Jackie, I'm like, I don't know what was happening, but I think I caught him at the best time ever. because guaranteed they were just using the bathroom. And this guy happened to be in there like he was. But I
They
walked in.
all,
It
like-
looked like
looked nice.
It looked like a rain dance was happening, man.
Better say some brilliant Mark Twain shit.
Yeah, it was cool, man. Anyway,
Yeah, he's a super cool guy too. Like he's one that's kind of become a friend. It was actually in Houston. I was eating dinner. Like I was walking to go eat by myself, and I hear like Scott, and I turn in, it's Bill and David Howard Thornton and a couple other people, and they were going to eat, and so I ended up going and eat with them. And like Bill's sitting there like making Instagram posts and like having me proofread them and like, does this look good? And I'm just, this
That's
is-
funny.
Again, like it was like there's so many things that happen like that, and it's like, is this real life? Like, is this really happening right now? So, as somebody that's grown up a nerd for these movies my whole life, like some of the things I've encountered doing these shows has just kind of been surreal.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, like you said, fanboying is not really your style or my style or Jackie's style,
no,
but we're all just people.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And that the egos get in the way and it kind of ruins it. But everyone's they have a job. It just happens to be a really cool job. Probably, no job has, absent their frustrations or whatever. But
sure.
so do you have any crazy stories you can tell us? Like without getting in trouble?
Probably not. Trying to think of something that wouldn't get.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah, I don't want to put anybody on
Here,
the spot.
I'll tell you what, for those at home that are watching right now, just know that there are.
Oh, there are.
Yeah,
like I said, a
don't
lot
get in
of them-
trouble.
A lot
you
of
know?
them would get myself or someone else in trouble.
Yeah, no,
Can't.
then definitely don't do that. We don't need Harry going to jail.
Harry Dean. That's what Gary Busey used to call like.
Oh,
I always
Harry
called-
Dean?
Yeah, I always called him Harry Dean. Like Gary. I can tell you some Gary stories. Gary came up to the room one time with us, and he was being real weird and like just being Gary, and he thought that when my wife was alive, he thought that Harry Bean and her was a couple. And like he was like going on about how they're not gonna last and all this stuff, and like it was just
Jesus
really
Christ.
bizarre. And then like we ended up giving him a couple joints. I think Harry gave him a couple joints, and then like a couple hours later, the fire alarms in the hotel go off, and Gary had set them off. So everyone had to leave this hotel. This was the first time we did. It wasn't Atlanta. We called it Atlanta, but it was in Peachtree City at the time, which is south of Atlanta, and it was this weird little hotel like complex thing. And yeah, Gary kind of got us evacuated from the hotel for a little while, and so that was exciting. And then like another time, like he come up and he's like, "Do you know where Harry Dean is? I need something from him." And
Harry Dean.
I'm like, "Harry Bean?" He said, "Yeah, Harry Dean." And I said, "No, Harry Bean." He's like, "Yeah, Harry Dean." And he keeps like,
Oh my
Oh,
god.
just
man.
like I'm like, okay,
Sorry,
I'm
Harry,
gonna-
you're fucked,
I'm
dude.
gonna go.
Forever.
I'm gonna go with Harry Dean from now on.
Oh, Harry Dean for sure. I can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing that.
Oh yeah. So he's always Harry Dean.
So he has a problem with the Siga weeds and
Siga weeds.
the edibles and all that, because when we were hanging out with him, someone gave him a little bit of an edible, like a brownie, I think it was booty maybe.
Yeah.
And like we turn around and he ate the whole thing. Remember that? And so he's like, he would be signing something and then just get up halfway through the signing. They're like, no, Gary, you need to finish. Oh yeah. So that same time, Jackie and I, the hotel, let me try to describe this, I guess. The hotel was kind of set up like an open corridor. You could walk outside to some of the rooms that were like roof accessed, which was awesome for the parties and all that. But we had a room out there, and Jackie and I were walking. We're just messing around, because we're on vacation when we do these things. And I have my arm around Jackie, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you up or whatever." All of a sudden, this guy starts yelling at us.
Yeah. That he was just like yelling at us, and it was just hilarious. Like at first it was like concern for like he was concerned, and then he was like demanding we come up to his room after that, like once we started laughing and like,
Yeah.
he realized what was going
I was
on.
like, "No, this is my wife, sir." And we look up, and it's Gary Busey
Makes
up
sense.
on the thing. He's like, "Oh, well, come on up here. Let's hang out." We're like, "We're terrified of you, sir."
And so we came up with like some excuse. Oh yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah.
We didn't come
Dude,
back.
I think we hid in a room and kept like looking out the window to see if he was on the
Because he
balcony.
was very, very, very like, you're coming up to my room and you're gonna hang out
He's-
with me and
he's
party
the
with
manful.
me, and I'm like, no. Like,
He's super nice, but he's like I said, that time in Atlanta, he kept calling Sam brain dead. Like everything she was saying, like he kept going, like she'd say something. He'd be like, "Reason number 7 that you're brain dead." He kept like just saying it over and over.
That's so
like,
offensive.
Just
What the fuck?
being completely like over the top about it. And it was, we were laughing and whatnot. And so the next day I go down there and I'm like, went up to his table and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, "Good." I was like, "We get the picture signed from you." And he's like, "Yeah, who do you want it made out to?" And I was like, "Scott and Brain Dead." And he writes Scott and Brenda. And I'm like, no, that's not what I said. Like, and he goes, well, what'd you say? And I told him brain dead. And he's like, dude, he got so mad. Like, he tore the picture. I would never call somebody that. And he starts like flipping out. Like, you spent all night saying,
Yeah.
she was like, that's really
He's not coming
happened.
to Atlanta, right?
No,
Okay, cool.
we haven't had Gary in a while, but
Yeah, it's probably.
I like Gary. He's definitely
Out there.
Well, someone did that deep fake with him the other day. What's up with buttered sausage? Buttered sausage,
buttered sausage.
always up in my face. And I was like, whoa, man, he's still on it. Then I found out that was a deep fake. That wasn't
Oh,
even him.
really?
But if you
I
met
would
him,
believe it.
was believable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, people are making fun of him, but not really. That's kind of jacked up because that's really how
Like,
I
yeah.
thought he really was going off about buttered sausage.
Well, my thing is every time I've been around him and in one of these weird situations, like he's been super cool. Like it's
Yeah.
been a
Yeah,
joke.
he's
like,
always, yeah.
like we were
Reiterating on that, he is a super nice guy.
Yeah.
We're not. It's just
no
bizarre.
we were in
experiences.
Indy. We were out on the balcony like hanging out, and he looks at like Sam wasn't my wife when she was alive. She wasn't even talking to him. Like we were having a conversation like this, and she's over here talking to somebody else. And he turns around and he said, "You know what you need to do?" And she's like, "What?" And he goes, "You need to go in there and lay on that bed, buck naked." So we're all like, and like, okay. And
Weird
then
turn.
he goes, "Throw your legs straight up in the air and light your farts." And then he just turns around and starts talking about something else. And I'm just like, did that just happen? Like, did you just say that? Like,
Yeah.
it's just
Oh, man.
completely out of the blue, like just the weirdest comments.
Sam.
And it's like,
My
okay.
God. Yeah, dude. She was so awesome. She did not deserve that
No.
butt treatment he gave her.
Oh no, it was
That's
the
hilarious.
two of them, like I said, he was always something between them two. Like they were just always
But you know
bickering
what?
at each other.
What an awesome memory, though. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, what an awesome memory for her to constantly be like, he did this to me, and then he said this. I mean, I can't say that.
Yeah.
He defended you like I was beating you up. That's a good man in my eyes. He didn't tell
he
you know.
picked them.
After you're done beating her up, come up to my room, Jackie. Lay flat on the bed, put your legs up in the air,
And let your farts.
and let your
Maybe that's
farts.
what he was gonna try to get us
He
to
might
do.
have. He
We
might have
should have
tried.
went up.
Like
there.
maybe that was like he's like
In
y'all need to
goal.
work your differences out by lighting each other's farts or something.
In goal.
You know?
You know what? For the sake of this pod, we should have went up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The story could have been enhanced,
Yeah, there you go.
It could have been, but we're chicken shits.
dude.
I mean, he's intimidating. I'm stoked for. We have Adam Green coming
Nice.
to Atlanta. We haven't had him in a while, so it's really nice. Like stoked to see him doing shows again. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Who's all going to be at this one?
shoot? I'm not even.
You got Rose
I've been
McGowan.
I've been so focused on. I know we have several of the Cenobites. Mick Foley's going to be there.
Yep.
Most of the cast of Aliens is going to be there. We have a lot of Felissa Rose, Heather Donahue from Blair Witch. She hasn't done a show in a while
Ooh,
either.
ooh. Jenna Jameson.
Jenna's going to be there.
Jenna Jameson's going to be there.
Jenna will be up in the tattoo room a lot.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Actually, I just talked to her wife Jessie Lawless. She's super cool, and she's actually
Sorry, Adam. You hear that?
What?
Her wife.
her wife.
That
You're-
just makes it hotter, dude.
You
Okay.
don't. No luck for you.
Listen, I've been a fan of her, and when that movie Zombie Strippers came out
Yes.
Oh, that was funny.
with my boy Robert in it, I was like, dude,
Yeah,
this movie's gonna be awesome. You know what? It was.
I actually just met her and Jessie for the first time down in Houston, and they were both super cool. And I've had contact with them. They've been super supportive and promotive of the show. They've been sharing a lot of the tattoo stuff.
Nice.
And yeah, super. Like Jessie's she's heavily tattooed, and she's really into the tattoo industry as well. So I'm really stoked to have them there. So I'm hoping. I'm working it out with one of Jessie's main artists is going to be coming down. So Dr. Dunlap is his name. I think he's up in
Nice.
Chicago area.
That's a cool name.
So yeah, he's Marcus is his name, but Dr. Dunlap is what he goes by. So I got him a booth. I was sold out, and she was like, "You really wants to come?" So I found somebody that was just one guy coming, and got him into his booth with him. So
Nice.
trying to make things happen for people.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool.
Why is it
that'll
Dr.
get them up
Dunlap?
there.
Because Dr. Love was taken.
Dr. Love. Look,
When Carmen Electra was there a tattooing involved too?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, okay, because meeting her was hilarious because we went and got a picture with her, and then she shared the photo of me and her and said, like, met this really cool tattoo artist. I'm like, I'm not gonna correct her.
You should be a tattoo artist, though. So Carmen Electra just saw into the future.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that she shared the photo of you guys and not the one of all three of us.
I know, that was funny.
And I was like, oh, cool. So, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I get it. I'll tell you
Makes
what.
sense.
She is gorgeous, but
Yeah.
she is tiny.
She is small.
she is very
yeah.
She's so small. It's so weird when you watch TV. Like we met Annabelle Peaks at a convention one time, right?
Yeah.
And like, oh, I'm like walking around. I was, oh, it's Annabelle Peak. I actually even found footage of her. I threw her in the Hell City documentary. I don't know if you guys caught her or not. She's on stage with Todd Reed.
Oh yeah,
For
I
a
saw
split
that.
second.
I was like, you're obsessed with her.
I was like, oh crap, because to me, once again, I put my own memories a little bit into
Sure.
everything I do. So I was like, I met her at a tattoo convention in Fort Wayne. Got to throw in the Hell City documentary.
Right.
But anyway, we met her, and I have a picture of because you didn't know who she was.
Of course not.
She was just some chick walking through the crowd, and I'm like, Jackie, we got to take a picture with this girl. And so we take a photo, and like Annabelle's on this arm, and Jackie's on this arm.
I don't think I let her touch me though.
No, you guys were on the other sides.
Okay.
Opposite sides. I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle.
Yeah.
I was cuddling.
Yeah. And, well, she walked away and I looked and I was like, whoa, it's just so weird because I'm like looking at Jackie going, your boobs are bigger than Annabelle Peaks. That's strange. And then I'm like, damn. And then Jackie you were mad about that.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, who was that? I'm like, she's a star. And Jackie was like, are you serious? I'm like, oh yeah, dude, here, check this out.
Yeah, you want to see her?
He didn't tell me this before.
No, hell no, I didn't tell you. Yeah, I wanted that
knew.
photo. It's like when we go to Vegas. You know those
I
people
hope
are on
that
the air
photo
conditioning
is
sites.
gone and burned.
It's
and
not. I think I have it on my Facebook.
Probably do.
It's my profile photo. If it isn't, it will be
It
now.
will be.
Is this going to be an every year thing, this convention?
I believe so, yeah. I'm looking at, hopefully we can work into one other city. If I can work it out with Days of the Dead to do one other city.
Were you thinking that?
I'm trying to work it out to do Chicago.
Okay.
That would be ideal for me. One of the reasons that I decided to do Atlanta also is because Grant Lovelace, he has 3 studios down there, Andy Cagle and Grant Lovelace, and they have a shows called shops called the Mark Society 1, 2, and 3, all in the Atlanta area. They're great street promoters. They actually did their own tattoo convention before down there called Pit Row Expo. It's like a tattoo wrestling fest thing. So yeah, working with them kind of last year was just a little test run to see, and it went really well. I kind of have a vision, and they've let me run with it.
Nice.
They're handling local promotion. They're helping me deal with the Board of Health because obviously they're in with them down there. They're dealing with local volunteers and whatnot down there. So, and I'm kind of just handling all of the artistic drive of the show, which is perfect for what I needed. I just kind of, whenever I get an idea, I'm one of the people that have to do it the way that I see it, or I'm not okay with it. So
Well, you're an artist, man.
yeah, so to try to work with other people, I mean, and again, like I've been in the industry forever, but I'm not a tattooer, so it helps me to have the legitimacy of having these shops involved as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, you know the Rue Morgas always has your back and always will
absolutely
have your back. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's that damn tattoo contest has been, it's been awesome. And like I said, that's where, I really cut my teeth with that. I think you guys were the first convention I ever judged too.
Nice.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of history there. And what's going to set Days of the Dead apart from all the other conventions we've worked or gone to is the same thing that set it apart, like in Louisville or Lawville or whatever the fuck you guys call it.
Louisville.
In Louisville. It's not just the tattoo convention there's a bazillion of them now.
Yeah.
You've got the family aspect, which is great, which there's a few of them like that, of course. But you've got this con at the same time that is on the darker side of Sears, right? Like it's absolutely,
Correct.
it goes hand in hand. You've got porn stars, wrestlers, and movie stars right there.
Musicians.
And then not only that, like, man, talk about the swag, dude. Like, how many things have we bought Days of the Dead and the masks and stuff, and there's great, like all the horror cons are our favorite, like Days of the Dead and Horror Hound are both of our favorite cons, and they both have that. But if you add tattooing, it's going to just fly that off. So
Correct.
I'm excited. You're really going to take it. I'm excited. It's on a separate floor. I think that's going to elevate it.
It's kind of a separate entity, and that's one thing that sets us a little bit apart from there's other shows like Scarefest and Full Moon, and
They do
a few
tattooing
different
too?
shows that do tattooing. But they're not as big of a lot. Like even Horrorhound does tattooing, but it's just a little row.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
And
shit, I don't
it's-
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, but it's done a little bit differently. Like it's all incorporated, like Scarefest. Like they do it, and they actually spoke with me about taking over theirs. And I told them I'm really focused on what I'm doing with this one, but it's kind of the one promoter that's doing the whole thing is just adding this element, whereas I'm trying to like we're basically two separate entities. Like Days of the Dead and Days of the Dead Tattoo Expo are. It's a united front, but it's two separate entities. Bill Philpott handles all of the horror side. He handles all of the celebrities and vendors for that, and the promotion for that, and all that. And I handle all of the Tattoo Expo stuff. We have two separate, complete entities, so they're both being ran simultaneously, but being ran. Basically, the focus is like my focus is completely on the tattoo side. I want to do everything perfect for what that show is. So realistically, you're getting two conventions for one ticket price.
Yeah.
So-
Well, that maybe that's why someone like myself has never noticed the tattoo aspect of all these other places we've been. I didn't even know how many horror hounds have we been to. I've never even seen any tattoo
And
indication.
I know in Cincinnati they don't do it in India, obviously.
Well, no,
because they
yeah.
can't, but in
Yeah.
Cincinnati, I know that they do. They call it I think Tattoo Row or something.
Huh, never noticed.
Yeah,
Well, I think that's the great thing about what you're doing, though, is that it's enough that set it apart. Plus, you keep saying that you're not part of the tattoo industry, but
no,
you are.
I'm just not a tattoo artist, and I know and I see it like like I said, I've been since I was at Rabbit's house, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, I'm
Well,
almost
that's what I mean.
50, so I've been in this industry for 30 some years. I've watched it grow, and I've been a part of it since.
Yeah,
so.
I was gonna say, you don't have to physically. I guess what I meant by that was it doesn't matter if you're a tattoo artist or not.
Right.
In my eyes, anyway. Like what you're doing for the community is you're enriching the community, and you're not just trying to make $1 off the community. You're not having your hands in the pot, and that's why I'm like, come on the show. Dude, I want to film your show. Like I asked you to film it.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why you have all these artists that are backing you up that are.
I appreciate that. And that's why, like I said, that's why I keep saying that, because I do see people that are just like, I've had people reaching out to me that are trying to start their own conventions, and they're like, hey, how do I do it? And they're in it for the dollar. Like I can see it, and they're
Yeah, you can
not,
open up a
and
tattoo
it's-
shop now.
Yeah. And
Tell
it's-
all of us how to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And I see that, and I'm like, I don't want to come across ever as being a guy that's trying to
You're not.
just profit off the industry. I want to further the industry.
Well,
That's the whole reason I've done this show.
You're enriching us, and I'm telling you right now, that's what you've always done. And like I said back in the day, that's why I would promote and go to Days of the Dead so hard and like try to win the awards, is because it isn't just let's make some money off tattoo people. You guys care about the industry. You guys are about the industry, and even this convention too. I'm stoked. Like although I'm not tattooing at it, I can tell you that I'm going to say thank you for all of us for actually taking in consideration for what we need, what's going to make us comfortable as tattoo artists there. I mean, I'm driving in Atlanta for your ass. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's
I'm
fucking
scared.
Atlanta.
I can't tell you. There's a few people that have hit me up, and they're like, "Oh, I've got an Airbnb," and I'm like, "Bad idea. Like, just get." Like I'm telling everybody, like
half of the artists at the Rue got an Airbnb.
oh, it's a bad idea.
What idiots?
Yeah,
And
it's a bad idea. Like Atlanta's so hard to get in and out of. I'm like,
they're like, it's just down the street. I'm like, that doesn't mean
yeah,
shit.
it's
Better have an
Atlanta.
hour to commute.
Yeah,
Always want to stay at the convention. And so for those that are interested in going right now, the group rate is sold out at this show, being it's in a couple weeks, but there are still rooms available.
yeah, correct. And if you actually call the hotel, I've had people calling lately that have called the hotel and said they're coming for the show, and they've given them the group rate price.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
been
they
telling
were
people,
really
like,
cool.
Yeah, they're it's a really nice hotel. They went under new ownership since the last year, but they've actually done some upgrades to it, and it's a nice spot. It's a nice hotel, and where it's at in Atlanta, although you don't want to travel in and out of Atlanta, like there's.
Well, I mean,
there's
once
a
we're
ton
there,
of-
we're fine.
Yeah, and there's a ton of stuff right there. There's a mall. There's all kinds of like restaurants and bars and stuff all around there to eat, and so.
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh,
Is there
dude, thanks
anything
for
you
having me.
want to talk about, or?
No, I think we covered it, man. Like I said, just come down, check us out. We are trying to do something special for the industry and special for Atlanta. And hopefully we can keep doing this to another city as well. Like definitely we're going to do Atlanta each year. But yeah, just keep an eye out for what you're doing, and I appreciate you filming it. It's going to help us get the word out there to people
Yeah.
that can't make it. So
No, I'm excited. A little 30-minute montage movie is gonna be dope, dude.
yeah, super stoked.
Yeah, you might, if you guys keep doing it, you might make me break my my retirement from conventions.
All right.
I'm gonna have to do one of them, or at least get a license enough to do one, So
I got
we can all.
licensed.
Huh?
I'm licensed down there.
Are you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you tattoo me when you're down there?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I got a booth.
Really?
Yeah, me and Grant are doing Shaky Hearts.
Shaky hearts.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
hilarious.
I
That's
guess
something.
I guess I can get into that real quick. So Grant as well has been a tattoo artist for. I mean, he's been in the tattoo industry for 30 years. He's my age. Me and that guy are on the same page. Grant has it's like a muscle disorder with his hands and his stuff. So it's really rare, but he can't really grab things very well. So he had tattooed a couple people just as a joke, like his wife and different people. So whenever I was down there, we decided to do that show. When I took the trip to Tennessee and all that, like it was a special. That's when I got the carpenter on my face, and it was a special time for me. I kind of revamped my life and started over. Got out of my funk and got my life back on track. And I told him, I was like, you're a big part of this. I appreciate it. I said, I want you to tattoo a heart on me because you love me. So he did. And so he did this little heart on me. And he goes, if I'm going to tattoo you, you're going to tattoo me. So I tattooed one on him. And in Atlanta, the last show, there was 2 people that wanted us to tattoo hearts on them. And so after hours, we were like, let's do this. Like, we had one of his people set us up. So we did the first one, and then the second one, and then we did 26, I think.
See, hold on here.
So
I'm going to call you out here real quick.
Yeah.
This entire podcast, you've been a liar.
okay,
You've been a bold-faced liar.
well,
No, you've literally been like, well, I'm not a tattoo artist. I don't want people. If you've done like 20-something tattoos,
yeah,
did they improve at all?
yeah,
Yeah, that's a tattoo artist.
yeah. So
You are a tattoo artist in
So-
my eyes. Are you licensed?
yes,
That's better than half the people in the
okay.
state.
So I mean, the funny thing was, like, we ended up doing like so many, and like I would draw them on with the Sharpie, and then Grant would outline them because that's the shaky, because he's pretty shaky, and then I would fill them in. So they kind of like, my outline is what you get, and then what he put on there I had to work with. So if you look at Shaky Heart Fusion Tattoo on Instagram, you'll
Oh, there's a whole page.
oh,
to
there's
this?
an Instagram page.
All
correct.
right. Yeah, check it out.
Shaky Heart Fusion, check it out.
You're hearing it here, probably 30th.
But yeah, we started doing them, and just we didn't stop until the girl that was setting up and tearing down for us got frustrated and left because she was tired of sitting there all night while we did tattoos. It was so much fun, and we were just being such smart asses to everybody. And like, I drew one on a guy, he said he wanted it here, and I drew it on, and he's like, well, can you? I said, that's where you're getting it. And like another guy, we drew it on his ass, and then I realized that his birthmark on his hip looked more like a heart, so I just drew it there, and we tattooed his hip, and he didn't want it there. And like, it's just what you get, like.
Oh,
And
shit.
so
I was
it
going to say I want one of these, and now I don't.
You kind of do. You
Like,
kind of do.
all right, I'll get one. I kind of do. Is it clean?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
clean?
Yeah,
Sterile?
absolutely. Yeah. Oh, we do
Like-
everything right.
So you do it all right?
Yeah, we do it right.
So you're sterile, you're clean,
Wear gloves and
you
everything.
wear gloves and everything, and you're a tattoo artist,
Yeah.
and you're a liar.
Yeah, I'm a liar too.
Okay.
No, it was fun. So we decided we had enough people wanting them.
Exposed.
Yeah.
I did Thomas Hunt's finger.
Nice.
I did Mikey Newblood's finger or thumb, I think. No, I did Thomas's thumb and Mikey's finger. Yeah, I did
A
several.
phalange. He did
Yeah.
a phalange.
Did lots of phalanges. I did butts. We did a lot of things. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
So yeah, we
So
decided.
you
this
only
year
do
to-
hearts.
Only hearts, yeah. And you get
So can I make you break it?
to not do a heart.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You sure?
I mean, why? What do you want?
Skull?
I don't know if I could do
No.
a skull.
What if I
It would be
what
a
if I-
shaky skull.
Yeah, no, yeah. What if I stenciled a little tiny skull?
Oh, we
And-
don't use stencils.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what if I did, and I threw it on, and then I had you line a skull, and that could have the only skull you've done?
I
Would,
mean,
would you break your heart for me? Would you break your heart for me?
you break my heart all the time.
No, I
mean,
want a shaky heart. No, I'm not. I'm just
you're
fucking with
putting me
you.
on a spot.
I
Here.
am,
Like,
but-
me,
but
me
I'm-
and Grant have a thing where we can.
No, I'm
It's
saying,
like a power thing.
yeah,
We
I'm
have to do it
saying
together.
I want that. I'm just
Okay.
fucking with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing.
I just want to see you sweat.
I'm tattooing several hearts.
Was that pressure for you?
a little bit?
See, I'm trying to give you your apprenticeship all in
See,
one go
my,
too.
My son is actually hitting me up. He wants me to tattoo him.
Does he want a
with
skull?
shaky? No, he wants a shaky heart, but he wants me to do it, and I told him that you have to go to Atlanta with me. It's like it's a combination thing.
Yeah.
We actually, dude, I have people hitting me up on the page trying to make appointments, and like
That's amazing.
Grant has people coming into the studios trying to make appointments for him, and we're like, no, we just did this pop up thing. Like,
Yeah, I'll get it somewhere on my leg, so for your video, I can film you doing it the
yeah,
whole time.
absolutely, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I got my junk leg that I've had whole bunch of people. I have tons of people who don't even tattoo my leg.
Yeah, if you look
My
up,
best
if you
friends and
look
all
up the Instagram and then read the captions, because we're complete smartasses. Like the whole thing was very much a smartass thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it became, because like I said, me and him have both kind of ridden the same path with the tattoo industry. Like we both have done what we could for it, but neither one of us is tattooed. So whenever we decided to collaborate and do this, it just became a really funny thing, and it kind of took off. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
stoked on it. So
Yeah, proving once again you don't have to be good to be a professional tattoo artist.
no.
You could just say that's my style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's what we do. Yeah, like
It's
I
shaky
could
'cause it's
be
my
part
style.
of this. I have a shaky hand.
the funny thing is,
Great.
Bradford Smith, actually, I told him about it before going down there, and he said, well, that's the type of thing that could take off. And I'm like, whatever. Like, it was a joke. Like, I was like, because I told him we were going to do 2 more down at the show. And he's like, that's the kind of thing. And then next thing I know, like, I'm doing 20 some of them. Like, I'm just like, it was
To
a lot of
reiterate,
fun.
they were supervised by professionals.
Oh, absolutely.
Please don't try this at home.
No.
Enter a jackass. Since Bam Margera is going to be in this, enter a jackass a thing right here. We should, you know what I'm talking about?
Don't try it home.
There you go.
Shaky Hearts are like, we're pretty much the greatest.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's
They
like.
wake up and they piss
We
excellence.
piss excellence. We tattoo excellence. No, Mike Newblood come around me at one point, and he's like, "It's like Ghost," and he's like,
Oh,
starts,
that's
and he
amazing.
like starts like grabbing my hand, and like Grant's like, "Stop it! You're gonna make him too good."
Yeah.
That's
awesome. All right. Well, we'll see you guys in Atlanta. Come
Thank
get
you.
your shaky hearts, dude. Thanks for coming on the
Thank
pod,
you.
man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate you. I'm excited for your show for every year. And follow you where?
Days of the Dead Tattoo Expo on Instagram.
Awesome. And what about your personal page?
It's just S Majeski, MEDJESKY.
He is a master woodman. I said it just like that on purpose.
Woodworker.
What would you call yourself?
Trim specialist.
There you go. Good night.
Right.